What up, everyone? This is your boys, Jake and Paris at Through the Ropes podcast. Before we get going, I just wanted to give a big shout out. We got Great Northern Dispensary. They're having a pre-Easter /420 party the day before on Saturday. They're going to be doing, I think, like open mic, some comedy stuff, some giveaways, food and stuff like that. So if you're not busy this coming Saturday, go ahead and check it out. It's going to be a great time. Ashley and Sean are great people who have been awesome in the community as far as donating. So let's get out there and support them. Fire Pizza. Cush just had pepperoni pizza. What'd you think, brother?
Fired.
Hell yeah.
Like 9 out of 10 for
Yeah,
sure.
hell yeah. He never had it, so that was awesome. Thank you, Grady. They're gracious and hook us up with the pie every time we start an episode. And then I've also, of course, our boy, Fresh Bread Productions, Paris over here doing the amazing photography and videography. If you watched the episode with Kai, I said the word amazing about 10 times when I was talking about it. He's also starting to sell prints of his photography. It's awesome artwork that you can get. Go ahead and check it out. It's pretty awesome stuff. So this is the first time I think I've had a guest on that I literally know nothing about. We have Antwaan Cushinberry in here. He is one of the lead stars. You got a lot of really good players on the new semi-pro professional basketball team, the Great Falls Electrics. How you doing today?
Good, I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Big shout out to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you, man. I've really been enjoying what you guys are doing. You were here last year. Before we dive too deep, will you let us know a little bit about you? Like, where are you from, man? And how did you get involved with basketball? Always kind of a part of your life? Or
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. So I started playing basketball at 2. Like my mom and dad. My dad introduced me to it. My 2 older brothers, they played before me. So I was just kind of being a little brother, you know, just doing what they were doing. And I just fell in love with the game. So
that's awesome.
Definitely.
So you started basketball at a young age. Were you always competing? Like, when did you start like playing? And did you compete like, you know, middle school, high school, and all that?
Yeah, definitely. I probably started competing at the youngest you can start competing at. So maybe like when I was 5. So probably like kindergarten, first grade, like whatever leagues those were. But yeah, so then I got into, you know, elementary, middle school, and I was just playing travel basketball and stuff, like traveling around the states to play basketball and stuff. And then high school, I played at a big high school in Indianapolis. It was like a 4A school, so I don't know how it works here in Montana, but 4A is like the biggest where I'm from. And then after that, I went on to college to play at St. Francis University, and that's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So it's not too far from my hometown. It's like 2 hours away. And then after that, I signed with an agent, and then that first I graduated college in May, and then I signed with an agent, and then from like May to February, I didn't have like a deal or anything. Like I didn't sign to a team like out the country or anything. And then I went to the TBL combine. It was in Indianapolis. So, you know, one of my older guy friends, he put me on. He was like, man, you should just go to the combine and give it a shot. And then when I got there, you know, I played well. And then Johnny Clark, that's the guy that see me. He was a coach last year here at Great Falls. So he see me at the combine, and he liked my game. I mean, he has a real great taste for basketball, because like the combine was kind of like, it was like you can't really see someone full potential in the combine, you know, but he liked my game. And then when I got there, you know, he was like, you know, we'll stay in touch. Later that night, he called me. He was like, we're going to draft you to Great Falls. And like, I was excited and everything. And then that's what led me here. And then I think last year, that was the first season for Great Falls.
It was.
And it wasn't terrible. I think for the first year, we finished 10-10.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's pretty decent, you know, like for a first year pro team.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, I signed in Albania. I played, so I went up to Europe and played. So actually I feel like everything fell in place like it was supposed to. So, you know, shout out to God, because, you know, without him, I don't think I would be in the position that I am now. So
that's awesome, man. So what are you, like 23 or
25?
Okay.
Yeah,
as I say, so like I said, I know nothing about you. So you're pretty fresh out of college, and then you went, you know, like a year break?
Yeah, so it was probably like 6 months, just waiting for a deal to come. Nothing came, so I was just at home working. I was substitute teaching. You know, my mom was like, you got to get a job or something. You can't just be sitting in the crib. So
good for her. Keeping you on
sure,
your toes.
For sure. But I was getting up every morning, like 5:30. I would go work out, come home, shower, go sub. After I sub, I'll go back to working out. And I did this for like 6 months, you know, just, you know, trusting God, trusting His plan that something will happen for me. And eventually it did. So like that's definitely a blessing in disguise. I was just trusting Him.
That's awesome, man. So what did you graduate with your degree?
I got my degree in business administration, and then I got my MBA.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So did you kind of know that like the MBA wasn't going to be an option, or were you trying out for the MBA? Or
yeah, I mean, when I was like a freshman in high school, I like, you know, I've always played with like big time players, and like I've always played at like in big, you know, basketball spaces. Like I played on the Under Armour circuit, the Adidas circuit. Yeah. And like I just seen like a bunch of guys that were getting recruited, and I was just like, you know, like I'm not the tallest. Like it's not going to like, it wasn't that I didn't think I could make the NBA, but I knew it would be tough. So kind of I shift my focus from like, you know, like not going to the NBA to like I can make money still playing basketball, but it doesn't have to be the NBA.
Yeah, doing what you love.
Yeah.
Well, and good on you for like having the mental fortitude to just be like, just because this door maybe isn't open for me,
for sure,
you know, grinding and finding a way to open the door to yourself in another avenue. So
definitely.
Yeah, and kudos, you know, like you said, to Johnny, because he was from like the Ohio area.
Yeah, he's from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, word. Yeah, because I was able to chat with him a bit and whatnot. So, had you ever heard of Great Falls, Montana?
Never. That's crazy because I've never heard of him. When he told me he was coaching, he was like, "How would you like it to come to Montana?" And I was just like, "Man, if God give me an opportunity to play basketball, like I'll go." So. Man. And that's what it was. But I've never heard of Great Falls. But, I mean, it's a great community. I got here, you know, it's small. It's not the biggest. But, like I said, everyone supports each other. And I like that. Like, everyone, you know, kind of have a feel what's going on around the city.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a great community for sure.
Yeah, and they got, it seems like, you know, obviously you guys are building something, so it's going to take time. But the fans that we have showing up to the games are so supportive. Sure. And it seems after every game, you know, you guys are really good about hanging out with the kids.
Yeah, shout out to the fans and the kids and the parents that bring the kids and all that. Like, I feel like we're 12-0 right now because of, you know, the support we have from the community.
Yeah. Well, and it's fun. Like, you guys are all really good about hanging out afterwards, but I feel like literally whenever I see you, you're like the last guy leaving the gym. Yeah. You're always there, and you're helpful, dude. I mean, that one day when that chair thing broke, I mean, you hung out for like 20 minutes and helped us pick up chairs, and it's just and I'm a lot of those guys are already gone, so it's whatever. Not saying that they wouldn't have done that, but I just feel like since you got here, I remember last year I was just coming as a fan because I know Glenn and all them and whatnot, but I just felt like I was seeing the same thing last year. You were immediately, you know, integrating yourself and just wanting to be a part of this community, and it was just cool seeing the love that all of you guys were showing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just to speak on that, like I feel like I'm very humble, you know, like I don't think I'm above anybody. Like where I got to is because, like I said, because of God and the hard work that I put in, and I know that like it could be taken away at any time, and like I said, the fans and like you guys that help, you know, set up and everything, you spend time doing that. So like I feel like at least, you know, acknowledgement from players and like, you know, the team, you know, that goes a long way, even if it is staying after and helping put the chairs away, or, you know, talking to the last kid. Cause like, I know at one point I was a kid and I was like, you know, wanted to talk to the people that I looked up to. So I don't ever want anyone to think that I'm like, you know, arrogant or anything. And like, that's not my character. So definitely, like, I definitely want to help the community, if that's, you know, staying an hour after the game, signing autographs or whatever the case may be, or, you know, help picking up. So like, that's why I say like, it's just a blessing, and I never want to feel like, you know, I'm above anybody. Yeah.
Well, it's, like I said, it's super fun to watch, and yeah, the kids love it. It's the fan base, like I said, you guys are building. I don't get to hang out and watch the games as much as I used to last year, but it's so fun as I'm like walking around. All right, I'm gonna break the news. I am the mascot. I am Bolt. The Great Falls Electrics games. If you have kids, bring them. It's a great time.
He does a great job too.
I'll screw with them. Bring them. But it just is fun to see the people getting into the game, and some of those younger kids, I got those kids on the far end that they had to the VIP side on Friday, but they're always cheering for you guys and getting the defense chant going and stuff. And what's that feel like for you? And I mean, you have a lot of good players on the team, but it feels like, and you were a couple returned from last year, but you were kind of the face last year. Now it feels like you are kind of the face, and no disrespect.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But it feels like you kind of are the face of the team right now. Like, what does that feel like for you? Not just hearing people cheering for you like that, but the team and the defense, and it may be small right now, but it's building up. Like, what does that feel like for you? Like, knowing that you're building, like, this is a sport that you love and you're building something here. And
I think, like I said, man, it's like just seeing, like, talking to the owners and stuff, at first they said, like, they wanted to bring something big to Great Falls that's like, some basketball, sports and stuff. And I know Jim, he's like owned a couple like sports teams here in the past couple of years, but just building something with basketball and, doing something that I love and seeing that, the kids want to come out and the parents want to come out and watch the games. Like, just seeing that, like I said, it's a huge blessing. Like, just seeing the community come together for something good, and not something, bad, protesting or anything. Just something, that we all could just come out on Friday, Saturdays, have fun and enjoy the little weekend. So I think it's a blessing that, we all could come together and experience that. Yeah.
And basketball was never like, my, most favorite sport, but it's fun to come out and like, just support something and just, sometimes people, I've talked about it before, but people like to complain that, Great Falls doesn't get enough stuff. And it's like, this is the way that we get stuff. So it's fun just to be a part of like helping to build something up.
Definitely.
And you got some super fans out there. Who is the lady with the glasses?
Big shout out to that family, man. She's been here since last year. I fell in love with her daughters. They love the games. They come support. They've been like my number one fans, I think, from day one. So, and I, like I said, it's a blessing to me that I can have that impact on their family. And, we do a lot of stuff together. We went out to lunch a couple of weeks ago, and she's just been very, very helpful for
At
me.
Kobe? Right?
Yeah.
I was creeping a little bit. I seen that. I thought
Kobe.
that was so cool.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. She took me out. We supposed to go shoot some guns this week coming up. So
hell yeah, Montana, baby.
Yeah, I've never done that, and I'm excited. So.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I can link you up with a couple of people, dude. That would be a cool video. Definitely. Is getting a couple of the basketball players out and like, I got a couple homies. We'll round up some ARs and a couple of other things.
I think they'll love it. I think
get some Tannerite. Oh, dude, I'm like, okay, let's blow some shit up. All right, that's super cool, man. And like in learning, and just like once again, just you being open to some new stuff. And I mean, who doesn't like shooting a gun? Every once in a while. So
definitely,
definitely. Well, and that's just it just kind of goes to speak to the community and just them wanting to show you guys a good time. And
for sure.
Has everyone else been enjoying? No disrespect if they Great Falls isn't necessarily their jam, but has everyone kind of been feeling the love and they've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the team, I think we have like one goal, and that's to bring like a championship here and to continue to win and have fun. So I think, outside of like not having like, too much to do, like, but I feel like the community is behind us. So like we don't mind just, chilling out, hanging out, going to the peak, getting some workouts in, and then just, spending time with some of the kids that we see there. And I think everyone on the team is having like, they're having fun.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, and like, so what is it like for you? Like you growing up had people that you looked up to, whether it was, like a friend or family figure or like a sports figure to look up to. What is it like for you now being somewhere where people are looking up to you? Like, what's that feeling like? Is there a certain kind of pressure that comes with that, or what?
No. I think like big shout out to my mom and dad. I look up to them, especially my dad. Man, like the way he works and grinds and like make sure the bills are paid and make sure like when I was growing up I had everything that I need. My mom too, like making sure the house is clean and the bills are paid. I feel like that's kind of pressure, like that's pressure, making sure your kids is good and making sure they have food, making sure they have a roof over their heads. So to me, that's pressure. Like what I'm doing, I'm just, like I said, I feel like I'm blessed to be able to play basketball and get paid So like I don't think it's no pressure for real, you know, just being myself every day. I get to wake up and do what I want to do. I don't have to like, you know, make sacrifices. I mean, I do in the sense of like being away from my family and my dog and stuff, but other than that, like I don't think it's pressure, just being a good role model, because I feel like my character is that, and I don't have to like act or anything.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just I'm just being myself.
Well, like I said, it's pretty obvious just from what I was seeing last year and just some of the stuff I see you do now. It's like pretty obvious the kind of person.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So you went to college. You said it was 2 hours away from where you lived. Had you traveled much before? Is this like the furthest you had traveled?
Oh yeah, no, I traveled a lot. So like I've been playing AAU basketball since elementary.
So you're all over the.
So I've been traveled to Florida, New York, New Jersey, Las Vegas. Like
Yeah.
I've been all over, but the furthest recently was just Europe. That was kind of crazy. The flight was like 11 and a half hours. I hate flying, so
Me too.
It's kind of like, man, I was just on there like, oh man, what the heck. But Montana is pretty far from where I live, Indiana. I think it's like maybe a 22-hour drive or something. My parents were looking at it because they don't like flying either. but it is, Montana is pretty far. I've never been here.
Yeah.
So like from being a youngin' and traveling, I've never been to Montana. So, but it's nice, like the scenery and stuff, the mountains and stuff. Like I like it. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, my wife recently introduced me to anti-anxiety meds, and that helps me fly now. So,
man, I might have to try that. 'Cause I fly a lot, and I just be like, "Oh my god, turbulence get me."
Take like a little tiny bit, because I don't ever like do any of that kind of stuff. So just a tiny bit, and I just hang out,
chill for
take
sure.
it about.
I kind of when I was in Europe and I was flying back home, I took like 2 melatonins.
Yeah.
So I was just knocked out.
That's when you do it.
Yeah, I was just asleep.
Yeah, if I'm flying international from the U.S., I'm getting a disposable fucking cartridge, ripped out as many times as I can, and take some melatonin, pass out.
Pass out.
So you drove here from Indiana then?
Oh no, I flew. Yeah,
okay. You were just saying there was a 22-hour.
Yeah, because my parents were looking.
It's kind of that way. It's kind of a boring ass drive if it's flat as hell.
Flat, yeah.
I've only done it once. We were coming home from Minneapolis, and
okay. How far is that drive?
It was like 13 and a half, 14 hours. I made it quicker because I speed a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but like through North Dakota, dude, it's like literally as straight as an arrow, and as far as you can see.
Yeah, in Iowa is just a straight line, and corn, you just drive through that.
It's amazing. So shout out to them.
Shout out to Iowa.
So what was it like being over in Albania? How long were you over? Or how did that even become a thing? Were they seeing some of your video from here? Was your agent just kind of sending stuff out? How does that kind of stuff come together?
So man, I was just kind of doing my own homework. I feel like my story is kind of crazy. So after the TBL, I had got Rookie of the Year and stuff, and I had signed with an agent, but like he was just telling me, like it's still kind of being difficult. So what I would do, like every morning, I would just go to like Eurobasket. So Eurobasket is kind of like a page where every league overseas, like you can find every league, all the teams, all the countries, and I'll go on Eurobasket every day. I'll go to a country, look up the coach, like look up the teams, then I'll go to the team roster, look up the coaches, and then I'll get on Instagram or Facebook and I'll DM them. Like I'll just copy and paste the DM. And I did that every summer. I mean the whole summer. And like it was a lot of coaches that they read it, like they seen the message, didn't hit me back, and then this team in Albania, I guess that I hit up on Instagram, they seen it, but they didn't get back with me until like September. So they got back with me, and then eventually, we closed the deal, and then I got over there, and it was my first year overseas. So I mean, it was like I said, it was a culture shock. As I was telling you, but it was fun. I was playing basketball. Like I said, I kind of just take every, like challenge as like a blessing. Like God has just continued to bless me with things like that and let me still play. And like I said, I have friends that don't play anymore, and I just look at their situation like I could be in their situation where I got to find something else to do, but God has continued to let me play basketball. So even though when things get like tough, I just kind of try to look at the good in it and know that God brought me through to this point, so he's not gonna leave me now. So yeah, I just kind of look at it in that way for sure.
Well, and just like good on you for, I mean, we were kind of talking, we had Kai on the other day, and it just like people being able, I mean, yeah, because you are starting to draw some attention, you still are out there like grinding your butt off and creating that attention for yourself, and not waiting on your agent to do the legwork for you.
Definitely got to work for yourself. I mean, like, if you have people working for you, like, that's good, but I always say, like, if you want something, you got to always do your own homework. So.
Yeah. Well, that's just crazy. I mean, that was probably a lot of legwork, spending a lot of time on the internet looking at international teams and then having to Google them. And so what teams were you like really interested in over there? I mean, I know it was a good experience in Albania, but like, were you interested in like any really specific
No, not
teams?
specifically, only because it's like I haven't played overseas yet, and kind of how like the overseas basketball professional world works is, they want to see you get over there, kind of get in like, like a starter league and see if you can, handle it. It's very physical, and see if you could play and handle your own. So that's what I was kind of, heading towards, just getting to a league that I could prove myself and show that I can play. So that's kind of what I was doing. But I feel like I had a pretty good year over there. So, like I said, this year coming up, trusting God, I feel like I should have something better. So.
Yeah. What so were you over there playing like 6'8" Hungarian dudes or what?
Yeah, I mean,
what was it like?
Well, like for me, everyone's taller than me. So.
Yeah. Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7", 5'8".
Okay.
Everyone says different things.
Yeah.
I say 5'8" for sure.
Don't be talking disrespect on his height.
Yeah, I done got some crazy stuff, but I laugh about it. I'm not like someone who's insecure about my height. Like, it's not something I can control. So
anyone that wants to say shit, you just break their ankles.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We just prove it on the hardwood, man.
Yeah, so what was that? What is there like a big difference between like how we play out ball over here versus how they do it? Like I said, in Europe they have obviously some really tall people. Were you playing? I mean, what was it like?
Yeah. So I would say the main difference is like European basketball is more team oriented in a way. Like, not saying like we don't play team basketball here in the U.S., but we kind of like, if a guy's in front of you and he can't guard you, we kind of like just go at that guy, like just score. Right. But like, overseas is more like pass the ball, cut, pick and roll, play, strategic. Like,
you're really working the plays.
Yeah,
and
you really
the numbers.
It's good basketball though.
Yeah,
like, it's not bad basketball at all. It's just, some people have their differences, and like some people like NBA basketball is Luka gets you on the wing, he gonna score probably 8 times out of 10. But like overseas, they don't really want that. They kind of want, team basketball. I mean, if you can go and play and get, 25, 20 within the game and within the flow, like, they don't mind that at all. But just kind of isoing on the wing, they don't like that. And and I would say European basketball is very physical too. Yeah. But other than that, like, I think both basketballs are really good basketball. It's just different.
And I wonder if maybe that's because like in America, like, the NBA is here, so they want to build a better like fundamental base for everyone else. Because all right, you might not be the point guard, but you can be some dude that is a good facilitator.
Yeah, for sure. I think that too. Like, I think a lot of teams overseas, they like what they like. So if they want you to be a point guard, they want you to be a point guard. If they want you to be like a scorer, that's what they're bringing you over to do. So it's like, you got to just do your job, and you can get paid for doing your job. If you're a great rebounder, they'll pay you. So yeah, it's just about doing your job. Yeah.
So was there any other Americans on your team? What was your team like? Was it just people from all over the place?
Yeah. So basically how it works is some countries you can only have like 2 Americans. Some countries you can have 3. Some you can have 4.
They don't want them stacking.
Yeah. They don't want them stacking. But my team, I had 4 Americans. It was me and 3 other Americans. Okay. And the rest are kind of like just the local guys. Yeah. Like, that lives in the country, and like that's just how it is all over. Like, they can have a certain amount of Americans. They bring them in, pay, and they compete in their their league, their professional league.
Yeah. So do they don't speak American or like
actually
American? That was so stupid. That was so ignorant.
It's the most American thing.
Yeah, I know. How many eagle spans per do they speak English over there, or did you have to have like a translator? How was that?
So some people do speak English, some people don't, just whoever you run into. I did have a translator. Some like my coach a lot of times, or like the teammates, they'll help me at what people are saying. But for the most part, some people did speak English. Like, it wasn't too difficult.
Yeah.
It wasn't too difficult.
Yeah. So were people a little bit more chippy with you guys because
Yeah,
you're from the U.S.
Yeah,
and
definitely,
tried to mess with you a little bit more?
Definitely. It was definitely a lot of games where, like, I would get an extra bump or two just because, I don't know, but maybe because I was from American or maybe they just super physical. But
Right.
like I said, I never took that personal. For me, it's just like, I don't know, when I go play basketball, it's like that's my time to get away from everything and just, you know, have fun and just, you know, do what I love to do. So, like, I kind of don't get caught up in none of that stuff. I just,
Right.
if I get bumped, it is what it is.
Right.
But
It's part of the game, and they're just letting you know they're there.
yeah,
so.
for sure. I mean, but if it gets too crazy, I'll say something.
Oh, yeah.
I never really had got, like, me once in a while, but, you know, for the most part, you know, we just play basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys sometimes crack me up on the sideline. What's nice is I'm in that suit, so I can just be, like,
You be
laughing.
rolling, yeah.
Laughing my ass off. Just be, like, walking by, and it's, you know, it's usually really respectful, but a couple of the games have gotten a little chippy,
For
so
sure,
it
yeah.
makes it an interesting game
Yeah.
for sure to watch. Because...
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what are the fans different over there and like how they interact? Are they?
Yeah,
more-
for sure. So, like I said, it can get crazy. Some countries, well, the country I was at, it get crazy. So, like, if the game is, like, really intense, fans, they'll throw water bottles on the court or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But for the most part, it's nothing, like, you can't handle, you know. Like, if you're, you know, if you love it, then it's nothing too crazy. But, yeah, they're different. I mean, they support their team. Just, they're, like, super hype. They're super hype.
Yeah. How many teams are there over there, and like what kind of leagues are there over there? Because I know there's like European basketball, but I don't know like anything about it.
So basically overseas is, so okay, you say I'll fly. So you have Europe, and then Europe have their own countries. So basically, it would be like the TBL, the United States. You know how we have like different states.
Mm-hmm.
So each country will have like teams within their country. Yeah. So Albania, we have a league. There's a league in Albania. There's like 3 leagues. So there's like the Super League. That's like the best league in Albania.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a Pro B and then like Pro C or something like that. But I was playing in the Super League, so I was playing in the best league in Albania. And then so like how that works is there's probably my league has 7 or 8 teams, so you just play the teams within the time frame of the season, then playoffs start, and then, you know, just play like that. But that's how it works for most countries. So say I went to Greece, if I played in the top league in Greece, it would be, you know, teams within Greece or within the league, and then we'll just play them into the playoffs and so on. So like that's how it works.
No, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for sure. And then you get in the top leagues. The top leagues pay like millions, like the Euro League and stuff, like the Euro Cup. Like those leagues are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What else, Paris?
Oh, that's all I really had because like I said, I didn't really know like much about European basketball because I know they have some guys come over here to like, play and
for
whatnot.
sure.
But yeah, I've heard like a lot of like Americans going over there to play and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I think that a lot of the European players that's from Europe, I think they like do have colleges, but not like college basketball. So like if they're really good, they'll play pro when they're like 15, 16, and they'll just be playing pro basketball until they're eligible for like the NBA draft, and then they'll come. So like Luka, he was playing pro basketball at like 16.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when he was like old enough to enter the draft, and then he'll get drafted to the NBA. Like that's how it works over there for them in basketball.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you would do again? Travel overseas and play in Europe, or like playing in America better?
Man, that's a good question. But it really all just depends, you know, if the money is right and stuff. But I definitely think I want to go back overseas this upcoming fall. I feel like I got more to prove, and I feel like, you know, I can get in a better league and keep moving up and keep getting more money. But like I said, it's something that I love to do. So, like, I mean, it is kind of sad sometimes leaving your family. And like I said, I have a dog. So leaving my dog and stuff like that is definitely sad. But I know, like, I'm working to like, provide for my family. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, I mean, well, at least with like what you're doing and everything right now, your stock has definitely got to be going up. And then if you win,
I hope so.
If
God
you win
willing.
the chip, if
God
you guys win if, if, you know, I don't want to sound too cocky.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Once we get there, I mean, Glenn was on the show weeks ago, or a little while ago.
That's
and,
what's up. Yeah,
Yeah, we
Mr.
had-
Winslow.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
Yeah,
Glenn, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Glenn and Jim, they've been doing an awesome job with the team and, just with the coaching staff and doing everything that they're supposed to do, like making sure we're good and, having food and having cars and all that. So shout out to them.
Yeah,
Sure.
Glenn is the man, and I've known him just because my wife is old family friends with them. Her parents are really good friends with all those guys, Jim and Glenn.
Yeah.
His energy, I love it, dude. He
Man,
is just
that's awesome.
so funny and just not. I don't want to say crazy because people assume that in a bad way, but it's crazy fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time I see him,
sure.
what up, my man? How you doing? How you doing, brother? You ready to bring the energy? We need you out there, Bolt.
Yes,
we need
hey.
you out there bringing that energy, man. The people love it. We need you out there dancing.
That's Glenn 101.
very good.
That's very good.
Yeah,
Very
and he's just always he just always has just such a fun, just like cool, chill energy, and that's why I kind of wore that shirt because you're always bringing them vibes,
Good
dude.
vibes.
Good vibes only, dude.
Only for sure.
But yeah, so it's just like I said, it's just fun. It's just I obviously just want to make something like this grow, anyways, just because it's something cool. Because I don't drink and stuff, and there's not a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So even though like basketball wouldn't be like my main thing, it's like I would still go watch something like
for
this
sure.
just because. Well, and then these guys are great people, and it just it feels like people from the community are coming together. Whether it was, a boatload of sponsors that came out. Yeah, just all of it. It just is super fun to just kind of be a small piece in like the whole mechanism to help
For
it
sure.
grow. So.
And even that like with the pictures, the pictures was dope. Like he did a great job, and like you said, being a small piece, and that's what I feel like I want people to know about Great Falls Electric community is like the small pieces, but they help like they all help to getting there early, setting up to staying late, and breaking everything down like that. That's what makes that's why I think we're good, because we all support each other. So like the small pieces make the whole puzzle.
It's fun, dude. I'm a goofball, so when they asked me, they asked me a little bit before the season started. It's like you were the first name that came up, and we all like were in immediate agreement. It's like it's fun for me because like the kids are all really fun and stuff, but I love screwing with adults too. So I go mess around and act like I'm gonna eat their stuff. And
Yeah, for sure.
when all you guys are pretty chill, I'm sure a couple of you guys are like, "What the hell?" We got this blue ass bird in the way, but all you guys are like really chill. Give me a high five, and it's super fun. So
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my teammates, man. I think, like I said, they've been making things, easier for each other. Just supporting each other and being here for each other. So, shout out to the teammates.
yeah, you guys are all kicking butt. Like you said, for first year as a team, 10-10 is great.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
great. And now you guys are 12-0.
Yeah, 12-0.
Woo, woo.
Man.
Yeah, and it's like you were talking about. You brought a couple because obviously last year that was good. We had a few of you guys returned because Lyle was here last year.
Lyle,
right?
Isaac, and me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Isaac, and he's a local boy. He used to, when I worked at Applebee's, he used to come in with his wife.
Oh,
all the
okay,
time.
yeah.
He's super nice guy. He's
definitely
always
super-
been just
Super chill, yeah, man. He's a
great
good guy.
dude. One Lyle, I seen him when I was getting my little beard trimmed up here, and I was like, "Oh, you play for the?" I think it was like literally the home opener.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had a crazy beard, and I was like, I can't have that with this
With the mascot
with this
thing on,
helmet
yeah.
on. So, damn it, where was I going with that? I always do this, dude.
You just go off on rants.
Yeah, just a freaking space case. What is there like a kind of with being 12-0? Do you feel like a pressure? Or are you guys just realizing that you're just on such another level that?
Well, I can speak for myself. I don't know like my other teammates or how they feel, but it's no pressure for me at all. Like I just think you take it one game at a time. I've played on the undefeated team before. In high school, my senior year, we was 32-0. We won state championship. So yeah, shout out to the Warren Central guys. But I don't think it's pressure. You just take it, like I said, you take it one game at a time. We don't really discuss it. We don't talk about it. We don't, say, oh my God, we got to win this game. Like, we just go out there, have fun, play, and, whatever happens, happens. You can't really determine the outcome of the game, but you could determine your attitude, the effort. And, if you control the things that you control, I think the best outcome is whatever happens. So
Yeah.
and that's how I think that's how I take it. So I'm pretty sure that's how my teammates take it, the guys take it. Like, we don't talk about it, we just play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we show up, practice hard, we go at each other in practice every day. Like, we make each other better. So I think that's what really makes us good is that we go at it in practice.
Awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I love some of those things you said there about just like attitude and like how you want to go about stuff. Marcus Aurelius talks about like, giving energy, things can only be as bad or as good as like the amount of energy you want to give to it.
For sure. That's like I said, I'm big on God, Jesus Christ. Like that's who I trust and put my faith in. So I mean, when things aren't going how I want them, I kind of just pray, give it to Him, and like I said, if I can't control it, me worrying about it isn't gonna change it. So that's what I kind of try to leave everything to.
That's awesome. Now I remember what I was saying. What does it feel like we were talking about kind of before? Like you brought in KD, and then who was the other guy that you brought in? You said two dudes, one.
Oh, TJ.
Yeah.
KD and TJ, man. Yeah, those guys have been super awesome for us.
Yeah.
Sure. Especially KD. I think he's an all-star. They just voted him to be an all-star.
Awesome.
Shout out KD, man. That's big. I think this is his first one too. He's been playing in the TBL for a couple years, and he's been having great stats. So he deserves it. He works hard, man. So shout out to KD.
When he goes flying through the air and dunks that ball, man.
Man, it's crazy. I seen he did one. We was on a road trip a couple weeks ago. He came down the middle and like took off from almost free throw line. I was like, wow. That's like, crazy.
Damn, all right then.
Crazy.
Showing out on him like that, huh? So how are the road trips been? Have you guys been... Has it been because like some of the games have been a little chippy here? What was the team with like the pink and blue?
Oh, Salem.
Where stuff got a little wild.
The game got crazy, man. Especially after.
Yeah, dude. I was outside smoking a cigarette, and then all of a sudden I hear some people shouting. I'm like, oh. When I had to go get my stuff anyway, so I started walking back up there. I see Glenn and
all
the coach,
the
team. I was like, holy hell.
What's going on? I was in the locker room changing. I came out. I seen everything. I was like, man, what's going on? But we had each other back.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, the boys were all there getting. Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, all right. It's like, I don't get in the middle of stuff like this anymore. Unless people start getting too crazy, then obviously. But so, what is like the road trips been? Has stuff been chippy there? What are the fans like there? Do you see like bigger crowds there because they've been a little bit more established, or what is it like?
It just depends. I feel like a lot of times it depends on the day, and so like we went to Seattle. Seattle had a great crowd. Salem has always had like a great crowd. So like I think the road trips has been great. I mean, like I said, I think it builds chemistry. We're on the road, we're flying together, we're staying in the same hotels. So it's been great. I'm kind of to myself though, kind of like I don't really like hang out and chill after the game so much just because I'm trying to like recover and get and chill out before the next game, because the road trips we have like back to back games.
You play 3 games.
Yeah,
I've been seeing.
So like
that's
I kind of
crazy
just chill and just trying to get my body right. But I think the road trips has been good for us. We've been getting closer and bonding in that kind of way.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, hearing just some of the stuff being said, but yeah, and it's just cool as hell seeing you guys on having fun. Obviously this is a game that you guys all love, but it's never great losing, or whatever. But even if I feel like if you guys weren't winning, you'd still be having this good time, and it just always looks like you guys are
winning. Definitely makes everything better, though.
Oh yeah. When the good times are rolling, they're really rolling. So do you guys get to like do you go eat anywhere fun when you're on these road trips, or do they kind of like link you up?
I mean, we have free time, so like, I mean, like after the games or before the games, a couple of guys may get together, go grab some food. Nice. A couple of guys might just order some food to the hotel, whatever they want to do. But yeah, like we have some free time, but it's not that much because we're always moving.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, but for the most part, we kind of can do what we want to do.
I'd be searching out the best arcades. Pinball.
For sure.
So, it was kind of fun because when even though that stuff did get crazy with Salem, they had 3 fans that travel with them, the 3 ladies.
Seen that. Yeah.
I went and talked to them after the second game. And because I was kind of teasing them after the first one, I was like, hey, you get a free Big Mac for us winning. I was like, you ladies want to go celebrate the win? They were like,
they take it?
No.
They didn't take it? Oh, man.
They were good sports, and I had a nice conversation with them, but they had been, I can't remember how long they'd been going to the Salem games, and I think since whenever they started. And they're 3 friends, and they take their vacation time to travel with the team. And I was like, that's really bad.
Do they travel by themselves, or are they with the
No, I think just the 3 of them. I don't know if they drive or I think they drive, but
that's crazy fan support rate.
Yeah, that's some
Shout out to them.
dedication.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, to get on that here soon. Talk to Glenn about giving me a little bit of travel expense.
Hey, at least a couple. Maybe.
Yeah, no.
Have you guys out, especially when playoffs start.
Yeah.
I think playoffs should be real fun.
Well, I was busting him a little bit because we were kind of keeping it a secret about the mascot thing, but I was like, oh yeah, well, if you guys do really good in the chips out of town, Bolt's got to go. Yeah, you can't not. He's like, oh yeah, we'll look into that.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, you got to put him on the spot, right in front of the camera.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So how will that work? So if you guys are like the number 1 seed, does that mean the championship comes here, or will you have to play somewhere else?
So I'm not like 100% for sure, but I think from what some of the guys that told me is like, I think if we the number 1 seed, we get a bye first round.
Okay.
And then
because it's the top 4 teams.
Yeah, I think so. And then we'll play the second round against maybe like Seattle or whoever wins. And then after that, I think we'll play a team that's on the other side. So maybe like Potawatomi or something. That's like a really good team over there.
In a different division?
Yeah, different division.
Okay.
And that team's in Oklahoma. So third round would be like, a team in a different division. And then after that is the championship. So
Word. Okay, because I wasn't sure how that all worked because I was talking to them because I went on the TBL, the basketball league. If you guys are interested in this, look at the basketball league or TBL online. And it's actually super interesting how many different divisions there are because we're linked with the West Coast division.
Yes. So with like the San Diego team.
Okay.
And stuff, yeah.
Because we were after the game on Friday, we went to B-Dubs and we were chilling and I was talking about just spitballing some ideas about some stuff for like next year and things that we could do. And I was like, well, do we play like, since we're in the same division, it's like we should play like their top team.
I definitely thought that's how it should work too. But I also heard that they're putting a team in Billings and
Glenn said somewhere in Idaho.
Idaho, yeah.
Idaho
Coeur d'Alene or Idaho Falls, I can't
something like that.
Yeah. So I think actually that'll help because now we'll only have to travel like one time to like Seattle, Oregon instead of going back and forth. And then I think they should add that we play the teams in like California too.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
at least on the West Coast. Well, and I mean, and maybe it'll give you guys, not saying that you guys aren't getting competition here, but just giving you a different look.
Yeah, because we play the teams like 4 or 5. We play every team like 4 or 5 times. So I mean, if you add those teams, it could take out at least 2 of the games we have to play the same team. So
and they have quite a few people in there. Or do they only have 6 teams in their division too? I can't.
Yeah, I think maybe 5.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, it's not a lot over there.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that'd be, if they did that, I think that'd be great. Like,
yeah.
Because they could travel, we could travel, and we don't have to, like I said, we don't have to play the same teams 5 or 6 times in the season. So.
Well, yeah, and like, if the teams halfway through the season, I don't know how you'd make that work actually. Like if they're past like a certain amount of wins or like a certain number, like 1 through 3 in the division, like we'll send you down, or like a mid-season like inter-conference.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Here.
I think it's a great thing that they're adding a team to Billings because, like I said, it makes travel a little easier for us. So
yeah, for sure. And Glenn was kind of talking about that, how there was interest in a couple of teams locally. I wouldn't be shocked maybe if Bozeman or Missouri. Maybe
for sure. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
that'd definitely be dope.
So then, do you have interest? If obviously the money's got to be right and everything, but would you be interested to come back to Great Falls?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like so like last year, my overseas season ended a little early this year, so I was like able to come here to start the season. But usually overseas season ends like now. It's like in April. So like. If I go overseas again and then, we're winning and stuff and then the season is over, then I'll come back here after my season overseas. But
yeah, because I remember Glenn wasn't sure. I didn't hear at first on the announcement of like roster players that you were on there. And then he's like, oh, he's coming back. Yeah. He's going to make it for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'll definitely love to come back here. Like I said, like it's a great community. Like,
well, not to put like pressure on you, right?
Yeah,
like,
no.
are you
Yeah.
coming back?
Yeah, no, I would love to come back, but it would just be after playing in Europe.
Yeah, when you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, for sure, for
And,
sure.
I mean, shit, dude, you're traveling internationally to
Yeah.
play ball. Like, I would, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
definitely.
super fun.
I feel like this is a good home for me, especially if they would love to have me back. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know those guys love you and the fans love you. And I mean, you know, everyone, they love all the players.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been nothing but a fun experience. So if you guys win the chip, what's the big plan? Do you have time like post the season ending or do you head right back home?
Oh yeah. So when the season, I think this like last game might be end of June.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be chilling from like July to August.
Bro, I was gonna say, if you're here for the 4th of July, dude, shit gets so wild.
Yeah.
Were you here last year?
No,
for
I
it?
wasn't. We lost. So I was out like end of May. But I think this year, if we go all the way, it will be the end of June.
Okay.
So definitely, I mean, if I'm here kicking it for sure, we gotta.
I was like, let's
show me a time.
blow
for
some
sure.
shit up, make some sparkler bombs and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I have time off. I mean, I let some other people like they might go play like South America is really like big basketball in the summertime too. So I mean, if I don't go to South America to play, then I'll just be chilling until
Nice.
I go to Europe in the fall.
That'll be fun. Yeah, dude. If as I say, because you obviously, like you said, you're either like practicing, you know, getting ready to travel and blah blah blah. But Montana's just got some really amazing spots. Like you got to get up to Glacier.
Man, I want to. Like I heard that the glacier was beautiful. I heard like the scenery. I think it was crazy.
Yeah, and just I mean, Bozeman has its. I haven't spent as much time down there, but like Missoula is awesome.
Yeah.
Just that whole area through there, heading towards Idaho. I mean, it's beautiful. You gotta.
Have you guys been to Glacier?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
Lots
one
of
you
times.
like better, Glacier or Yellowstone?
I'll let you go first.
So I do wildlife photography, so I actually go to
Okay.
Glacier and Yellowstone quite a bit.
Yeah.
I like Glacier for like landscape.
Okay.
I don't really see as much wildlife.
Okay.
There's obviously lots of wildlife. There's
Yeah.
grizzly bears, mountain goats, and
That's
stuff
crazy.
up there. But yeah, I see a lot more.
You seen a
wildlife. Yeah,
That's
yeah, I've seen
crazy.
quite a few bears. So I have a crazy story. Last year, I was in Yellowstone taking
Yeah.
photos, and it was probably like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, something like that, because I go out super early.
Yeah.
And there was this bison like coming down like off the hill across the road, and there was a river down here. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll follow him parallel. Maybe I'll get like a cool picture of him like taking a drink out of the river or whatever. And I'm like following him, and I'm walking, and I look up, and there's a grizzly bear across the river, probably like 150 yards from me. He was a big boy too. I have pictures. They were not like amazing pictures or anything. Like, but yeah, it was
bold
so
for
cool.
taking them. I probably would be scared.
Yeah, it was crazy because like I left my gun in
Yeah.
the truck. I just had my bear spray, which I mean,
Okay.
you got one chance with that, but
You count.
with my Glock, you got 15 chances. But yeah, he was like up on the river, but the wind was blowing towards me, so he didn't smell me or anything. And there was like a big log in front of me. It's probably about this high. And yeah, I just like hunkered down, was like taking some pictures of him. It was like the wind's blowing in
That's crazy.
my direction, so I should be good. And yeah, and then he just wandered off.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, it was-
how big is the bison? Are they huge?
Yeah, they're huge.
That's
They're
crazy.
big animals. Yeah, much bigger than cows. And yeah, it was kind of crazy seeing that grizzly bear because I wasn't ready to see him.
Man, I know.
It was just kind of like I look up, was like, oh shit, there's a grizzly. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's just kind of like that almost primal fear. It's kind of like, oh shit, like, all right.
That's crazy. You gotta show me some
Down.
pictures of the.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, for sure.
The wildlife is crazy. I would love to see that. I would be so scared to be that close, but I would love to see that. That's
Oh,
crazy.
dude, we'll take you to Lincoln, bro, and we'll have deer eating out of your hand.
Deer eating out of your hand.
Crazy.
Yeah,
they're
no,
pretty,
yeah.
there in Lincoln. I mean, that's just like a part of the town because it's like
Yeah.
in the woods
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, that's.
It's a lot of.
Yeah, Yellowstone's cool though for seeing wildlife.
Okay.
Do not do that in Yellowstone, okay, people? As I was saying, I'm like, holy shit, what am I saying? Yellowstone, do not go and feed the animals.
Yeah.
And Glacier, do not walk up to a fucking, you know.
So Yellowstone, that's where mostly like the.
Yeah, like if you go to Lamar Valley, so that's like right past Gardner. So it's like the easiest way to get there. It's like the shortest trip from where we're at. And you'll see like wolves there. I've seen wolves in the distance.
okay.
They're like pretty far off.
Yeah.
I've seen tons of coyote, tons of bison there.
Okay.
You'll see elk.
What
out
about
there.
like moose?
Yeah, you'll see moose there. You
I heard
moose closer
mooses
down there.
were like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you saw one down the road from your house.
Yeah.
You got to show them
crazy.
those pictures.
Yeah, there was one that wandered into town, and I was going to get coffee, and I like pulled up to the light, and there's like these construction workers. They're like all looking in this field, like kind of by my house, And I was like, what are they looking at? I was like, oh shit, that's a moose. Like, so I went and grabbed my like camera, my like long lens and everything, went and took some pictures of it. So yeah, that's kind of crazy.
You got some really good ones out of that.
Yeah.
So can you drive through Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you just drive through there. Like the wildlife are so used to people that I mean, they're just like right there. You have to like stop sometimes so bison cross the road. Like it's super cool.
Nuts.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I haven't been to Yellowstone since I was like 10. I was
really?
telling Libby that we should go back. Well, when we were younger, I like Glacier more just for the views. And we luck out and see like wildlife. But we used to go up there because they did like a thing for kids that had cancer. So my sister had cancer. So we'd go up there every year for like 4 or 5 years and stay at the Isaac Walton Inn. So there's a lot of history. I mean, both have a lot of history.
Yeah, both are.
If you ever have a chance, dude, Isaac Walton Inn is cool. And just the views, driving up to, the Going to the Sun road. The technical, like what took place to build that road and in the era and the time that I just love history and like building stuff. And, as lame as that may sound, is just, there was a lot of just tough people back then that, did some amazing stuff a road that'll be enjoyed for, till the world ends probably, but hopefully it stays that long.
Yeah, they're both talking about history, like so Lewis and Clark, is that big here? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, because this was like one of the main spots that they crossed through, and I mean when they built that interpretive center, I think every year for like 5 years
that's dope, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, if you get a chance, it's fun. They have along the river. They have a big Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, and you can kind of walk through there, and it just explains like some of the stuff they did, experiences, journal entries, and you can pull the freaking thing that's the dugout and see how strong you think you are. That would be kind of funny too, getting the whole basketball team pulling on the road. How far can they take this in a day? But yeah, Glacier is just super fun. Like I said, both have a lot of history, but they have these cool jammer buses that they're these old school red buses that the top peels back.
Oh, okay.
And they drive, you're in there with, a bunch of people. Yeah. But it's like, I think it's like, 15 or 20 people they hold. It's not like.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, one of those buses. And they, like I said, pull the top off so you can like see everything. And it's super cool. It's like a guy.
So now do Glacier or Yellowstone, do they have like hot springs? I've been hearing a lot about hot springs. I don't know.
I
think Yellowstone would have that.
Yellowstone has hot springs.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know about Glacier.
There's Yellowstone hot springs like right north of Gardner. So as you're going to Gardner to go into the north end, is that the north entrance? Yeah, the north entrance of Yellowstone. They have like hot springs there, and they're really nice. They're like brand new.
Yeah.
So those are good.
That's a cool town that's like right off of Yellowstone.
You guys been to hot springs? Like have like any hot springs?
Yeah. There's
that's crazy.
White Sulphur. There's some good ones down there.
It's just like naturally the water's just hot.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's cool as hell. Yeah,
that's crazy.
You guys should take a trip. Like when you don't get another bye week, do you? Like,
this week actually coming up.
Dude, it's literally like an hour and a half drive.
To Gardner?
Yeah. No. To White Sulphur.
Oh, to White Sulphur? Yeah, it's like not even an hour and a half.
Oh,
yeah, dude. Yeah, and it's got a couple different pools. Like the big main one, is pretty good, warm. And then they have a hot pool that they keep off to the side. And then, it's a cool ass town. They got a couple of fun like bars and restaurants. They got some good food. And
so now, how does that work? Like, how does the water just like? How is it just naturally hot? Like what? Like is there?
I think it's heated up from like the lava down below, and like the springs are actually heated up from like the hot rocks of like the heat transferring. I'm not a geologist, by the way,
at the risk of sounding,
but I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
A geothermal.
Yes, geothermal. That's
like
what I mean.
Fissure, or whatever, or you know what I mean. So it's like way down low. I'm not saying necessarily that like lava is heating up, but it's a part of the process. And it just has a spring and it works its way through.
Because we're on top of a giant caldera right now.
Oh yeah, Yellowstone could blow at any minute, literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my science teacher used to be like, "We're 50,000 years past due," and people would be like freaking out. And he's like, "That's nothing in the span of millions of years." But yeah, we're on top of like a huge super volcano. Yellowstone is like a massive super volcano that will someday potentially destroy the earth, but we probably won't be here for that. Crazy. So it just is a natural spring that releases hot water.
That's dope.
Yeah, and you guys should check it out. Or they have in Helena too, which is only like an hour.
Broadwater.
Super that spot.
That one's
legit.
That one's
and Helena's a bigger town, like funner places to eat at.
Yeah, okay.
It's the capital, But yeah, it's got a really cool spot, and like they got like food there. They got a full bar, a bunch of different pools. They just did a bunch of work like 2 years ago. Or
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, and they'll do like now that the nicer weather's out, they'll have like live bands and stuff.
Yeah,
There's always
for
hella
sure.
people running around there. So
That's dope.
yeah, we got to get you guys some damn Montana experience in here.
Yeah.
Shoot some guns.
Yeah.
Maybe a brewery or something.
Yeah, and some hot springs.
I'm excited about the guns for sure.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. Especially if you've never done that. So yeah, shoot a couple of ARs and
Definitely.
stuff. So.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as that, like Glacier is my favorite. And I used to take the train all the time. Not all the time, but I'd visit my sister in Spokane, and traveling that route. You should do that sometime. Like in the winter time, like as the sun's rising, you're going right through Glacier and stuff.
That's
so
hard.
yeah. So where are we sitting at, Paris?
About 55.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we don't want to keep you too long. It's Sunday, and I think all kind of had a long day. You had basketball, and we had the fights. I just wanted to thank Fusion Fight League so much again. Levi, hit him up. Terrell, Bryce, anyone else, Jim, anyone that's involved with that. I nominated Dylan for the Fight for a Cause, and I believe they ended up raising over $8,000 for him. So just go out and support Fusion, man. Every time, no matter what town they're in, they do this Fight for a Cause, and they support someone, whether they're recovering from cancer treatment, had some crazy incident happen, whatever it is. They bring these people out, and the community never ceases to amaze me. Great Falls, thank you so much. You really came out and you showed out for Dylan. Thank you for allowing me to nominate him, and thank you to Great Falls for stepping up when someone really needed it. So, Paris, what was your favorite fight of the night last night?
Oh, Lance Reginald versus Berkman. That fight was crazy.
Yeah.
Very technical, but also a bit of a brawl too, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, just totally back and forth. I was sitting next to one of the judges, and he looked at me. He's like, "This is so hard." I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't want your job right now." So yeah, no, those were really good fights, and yeah, just a fun night overall.
Sure.
And yeah, that was really cool too with the Fight for a Cause, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and Great Falls do that.
He's doing a spaghetti dinner too this coming weekend at the Black Eagle Community Center on the 19th as well, just so everyone knows. Yeah, it was super fun. I would say that in my mind was probably fight of the night.
Absolutely.
Obviously, just for how long it went, and it was a brawl.
Just back and forth the whole time too.
Well, and I thought maybe Lance had the first, maybe the second, but then after that, well, and he said he broke his jaw in the second. So
Yeah.
kudos to Lance. Lance went 3 more rounds after breaking his jaw until he eventually ended up getting
Rear naked choke.
yeah. And so just kudos to him, and kudos to Berkman. That was an amazing fight. He decided to retire, hang him up after that. So I know Lance will be back trying to get that belt back. So, and then we had, Billy, obviously his first MMA fight. Mm-hmm. What did you think about that? What did you?
I thought that was good. He definitely obviously needs to do some groundwork and some kicking, but I thought he looked really good for it being his first MMA fight.
Right.
So yeah, you could definitely tell like his punches are obviously there because he's a pro boxer. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool, and I'm actually gonna be working with Billy on a video here soon. So
I told him we should get him on the show. I think it's cool what he does for the community. And
yeah, absolutely. No, I'd love to get him on here.
Yeah.
So.
It was fun. Yeah, and just obviously, well, and how he competed just with the ground game. I don't know how much wrestling he has, but I feel like he handled that well. I mean, obviously he let the dude up a couple times because he wants to punch him.
Yeah,
but
yeah, absolutely.
He handled it pretty well. And then I just wanted to shout out the youngster, Handsome Ransom Hanosa. He kicked butt as his second amateur fight, and he's an awesome dude. He kicked butt and cut bank, and he came down here and he had a tougher opponent, and he was a bit older than him, and he just really showed his for as young as he is, he showed a lot of experience there. So had a couple of tough L's, but.
Were you a boxer? Did you box at all? I feel like I heard that somewhere.
No, but I like boxing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, so I'd say like 3 years ago, I just kind of recently like started just kind of fell in love with it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I watch a lot of it. I watch like Terrence Crawford, Gervonta Davis, Canelo, like all those boxers.
I see you're watching some good boxing.
Yeah, I've never seen like MMA or anything, but I know it's crazy. It's crazy. So like I wanted to go to the fight actually, but we had a game.
Yeah.
Because I heard it was like an experience, and
they're fun.
But
yeah, the crowd gets.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there any more anytime soon or no?
I think the next one here in Great Falls is July 26th, but there's one in Bozeman.
2 weeks.
August 26th.
Yeah.
Or no, April. Oh my
April.
God.
Didn't they say like
April
2 weeks?
26th.
And they kind of rotate between like Missoula, Billings, Bozeman. So I'm sure there'll be some stuff coming up. So yeah, and
For
then
sure,
like
I gotta go to one. I went to one in college. It's like it was in Fort Wayne, and we had like a project to do, and I went to one. It was exciting.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
It's fun. It's kind of hard sometimes when you like James. I've known James since I was in like the 6th grade, and that's kind of why I didn't like going to him. I went to him for a while when I was in like my early 20s, but it's like it's tough watching your friends go up there and like knowing the type of like work and everything that goes behind it, and then when it doesn't go how they want it, or like Lance, it's not like I know Lance super well. I know him decently now, but that was a fucking battle, dude. And then knowing that he broke his jaw like that, and or James took that hard kick. He said he thinks he broke at least one rib.
Dang.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
It's fun. It's really fun rooting for the people that I like.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard.
For sure.
Watching it, but it's an experience, man, for sure. One, like Billy, the crowd was super behind him, and then so the main fight of the night was Leo Bashir, who's like the guy. He's like the Great Falls / Montana legend. There's a couple of Sugar Sean O'Malley's from here in Tampa.
So now, is he gonna like try to go UFC or like how that works?
So he good.
Oh, I was gonna say. So Leo actually fought in the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, okay.
On TV, so he actually did that. Then I think he fought in Bellator.
Yeah,
He fought in Bellator, and then I think he's just doing local promotions, and then he's also fought in bare knuckle also. So BKFC.
Yeah.
So he's like a pioneer of like MMA.
Yeah, for sure.
Boxing and whatnot here. So
that's what's up.
And then Sugar Sean O'Malley's or he was the champ for 135. In the UFC, and then we also got Kai Stewart, who's the 145 BKFC champ.
So now, do those guys they come here and fight too sometimes, or?
So Kai is literally from here. He just recently moved to Spokane from Great Falls. So he was, and then Sean is from Helena, and then his coach Tim Welch was like a wrestler here at Great Falls.
That's crazy.
So some pretty
so you guys kind of have some fighters and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Montana's definitely
Montanans like to brawl.
Yeah, and and like Tim's one of the most like well respected coaches in the UFC now, and I mean Sean was a champion, and he's going back for the belt now in June.
June 14th or something like that.
Well, then I mean Tommy McMillan's from here. I mean, there's a lot of kids that are doing some crazy stuff right now.
That's dope.
Fighting wise, so
for sure.
Yeah, it's always fun.
It's
like
good talent here.
Yeah, just rooting for it. So yeah, it was insane watching the crowd. I mean, whenever Leo fights, dude, fucking, they were going so nuts last night. And he clipped a dude. I think he ended in like 40 seconds.
Ooh,
yeah.
He just smacked him hard.
Just straight right, dropped him.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta get you guys linked up with Fusion Fight League and get the Great Falls Electrics at a fight.
That'd definitely be tough. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, we hit about an hour and cover. I just wanted to cover the Fusion fights and just say thank you again to Terrell and those guys. That was so awesome of you guys doing that. So thank you. Thank you to you for cutting out an hour to us.
No problem. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, it was fun as hell. And it was nice getting to learn a little bit about you. And I'll be seeing you at the games. I'll be shaking my tail feather. Is there anyone you want to say hello to? Shout out like a type of sponsor?
Shout out to always got to shout out to God. Jesus Christ. That's who, like I said, that's who I talk to every day. My parents, they've always been supporting me. My grandma, my brothers, my family back at the crib, my teammates. We having a really good year. So shout out to my teammates. Shout out to Coach Johnny. He helped me. Shout out to Jim and Glenn for giving me a chance. So yeah, that's it. Shout out to you guys for helping the organization and everything. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Where can people follow you and the Electric on socials?
You can follow me on IG, LIL_Cush CUSH, and then the Great Falls Electric page is like, I'm not for sure their tag or whatever, but I know it's probably like Great Falls Electric.
Yeah, I feel like if you type in
Great
like,
Falls Electric,
I think it says like semi-pro. Great Falls. I can't remember. It's some kind of
pretty
weird.
Sure it's just Great Falls Electric.
Okay.
Then something after.
Right. I think it's like Great Falls Electric or something. But yeah, you can follow me on IG and stuff. So for sure.
One quick thing. I'm an idiot. I meant to ask this way earlier. How did Lil Cush? How did that come about?
I made that Instagram when I was like, it was a long time ago, and then I went to school with one of my older brothers, and they called him Cush, so everybody was just calling me Lil Cush.
So did it take you a while to get used to that name, or did you just immediately take to it?
Yeah, but I just like, cause I was in school with my brother all the time, so they would just be like Lil Cush and Lil Cush. But now I just go by Cush, like nobody, cause I'm not with my brothers or anything.
Damn it! And I just called you Lil Cush.
No, it's cool. No, it's cool. It's cool. But I probably should change that, huh? It's been a long time since
I have, my email is literally from when I was 17. Mine is
okay.
It was Blazer Boy 19. But to be fair, I drove a Blazer back then, so it's like a double entendre, if you will.
Sure.
But that
Old
was
emails are the best.
Yeah. And then when I turned 24, I was like, I should make a new email, and it's been Fendog 19.
Yeah.
Not as much any more professional. Well, thanks for hanging out, man.
No
It's been
problem.
awesome
Thanks for
watching
having
you guys kick butt, and we'll continue to love, support, and watch
sure.
you guys kick some ass.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is great podcast.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
sure.
brother. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Paris, you got anything you want to shout out? Or?
No, just thanks to Fusion. Go to the Great Falls Electric game, cheer 'em on. That's about it. And yeah.
All right, this is the guys at Through the Ropes podcast, Jake and Paris, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.